Hello everyone, I hope you are doing good. Today we are going to revise Unit 8. Keep our environment clean, okay, for common core students. Let's start with grammar. Here we have to choose a verb from the list and write it in the past simple tense, okay. So past simple tense is the tense when we are talking about actions that started and finished in the past, okay? Started and finished in the past. And when we are talking about the simple past, here we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. For regular verbs, we add an ed, okay? For irregular verbs, we have to know the list of the irregular verbs, okay? So let's get started. So here we have to fill in the blanks with the appropriate verb. Number 1, Ali and his father about a family problem this morning. Number 2, his favorite movie twice last night. Number 3, our teacher always comes to work by taxi, but yesterday he to school. Number 4, my neighbor to music all the evening. Number 5, she English yesterday. Number 6, a football game with his friends last Saturday. And please notice here time expressions that we use to talk about the simple past. For example, here we have last night, we have yesterday, we have also yesterday or last Saturday, last week, last month, etc. So these are indications that we need to use the past simple. So take some time to do this exercise. Okay, let's correct. Number 1, Ali and his father talked about a family problem this morning. Verb to talk is a regular verb, so here we are going to add ed. Number 2, he watched his favorite movie twice last night. So verb watch also is a regular verb, we have to add ed. Number 3, our teacher always comes to work by taxi, but yesterday he walked to school. Okay. Number 4, my neighbor listened to music all the evening. Number 5, she studied English yesterday. The verb to study. Okay, so here we omit or we drop the y because the y is preceded by a consonant. When we have a verb ending in y, if it is preceded by a consonant, we drop the y and we replace it with IED. And if the y is preceded by a vowel, we keep it and we add just ed. Okay. Number 6, he played a football game with his friends last Saturday. So see here the difference between play and study. So here the y is preceded by a vowel, so we keep the y and we add just ed. But in study, the y is preceded by a consonant, so we omit or we drop the y and we replace it with IED. Okay, so we put the verbs between brackets in the simple past. So here we have you copy your lessons last time. Here we have question, which means the interrogative form. Okay. Number 2, he not finished his lunch. Number 3, I talked to an African student at a party last week. Number 4, she visits her grandparents last weekend. Number 5, it, verb to be, very cold last night. It, okay, possible to go out. Number 6, you play football or basketball last Sunday, and this is an interrogative form. So take some time to think about this exercise. Okay, let's correct. Number 1, did you copy your lessons last time? So here we have interrogative form. So we need an auxiliary verb, which is do, verb do. We conjugate it in the simple past. Do, the past of do is did. Okay. Then verb in the infinitive. See here, we didn't conjugate copy. We conjugate the auxiliary verb, which is do. Okay. Did you copy your lessons last time? Number 2, he didn't finish his lunch. So here again we have the negative form. In the negative form also we need an auxiliary verb. Do. we conjugate it in the simple past. The past of do is did plus not, plus the infinitive, the verb in the infinitive. Here again, we didn't conjugate finish because we already conjugated the auxiliary verb do. Okay, so he didn't finish his lunch. Number 3, I talked to an African student at a party last week. Number 4, she visited her grandparents last weekend. Number 5, it was very cold last night. It wasn't possible to go out. So remember, verb to be in the simple past, the affirmative is was, the negative is wasn't. Number 6, here also we have an interrogative form. Okay, see here the question mark. So, did you play football or basketball last Sunday? So here again, we need an auxiliary verb, which is do. We conjugate it in the past. Do, the past of do is did, because do is an irregular verb. Okay, plus the subjects plus the infinitive. Now we move on to question tag. Okay, number 1, you weren't absent yesterday. Here we have to write the appropriate question tag. You weren't absent yesterday. Remember, if we have a negative statement, the question tag is in the affirmative form. And the opposite, if you have an affirmative statement, the question tag is in the negative form. Okay, so number 1, you weren't absent yesterday. Here we have a negative statement. So the question tag is going to be in the positive form. Number 2, it's very cold. Number 3, she is happy in her new job. Number 4, they collected the garbage. Number 5, you didn't see the accident. Number 6, they shouldn't lie to their customers. And take some minutes to think about the exercise. Okay, so number 1, you weren't absent yesterday. So the question tag is were you. So see here we have weren't. The statement is negative. And the question tag is positive. Were you, okay? Or affirmative. Number 2, it's very cold. So here the opposite. We have affirmative, so the question tag is in the negative form. Isn't it? It's very cold, isn't it? Number 3, she's happy in her new job. So here we have positive statement. So the question tag is going to be negative, isn't she? She's happy in her new job, isn't she? Number 4, they collected the garbage. Here we have a positive statement, so the question tag, didn't they? They collected the garbage, didn't they? Number 5, you didn't see the accident. What do you think the question tag? So here we have negative statements, so did you? Affirmative, okay? Number 6, they shouldn't lie to their customers. Here also we have shouldn't, the negative form, so the question tag is going to be in the positive or affirmative form. Should they? So number 1, you weren't absent yesterday. Negative statement, were you? It's very cold, isn't it? She's happy in her new job, isn't she? They collected the garbage, didn't they? You didn't see the accident, did you? They shouldn't lie to their customers, should they? Now let's revise our functions. Okay, complete the following exchanges with the appropriate expressions. And here we are revising permission, how to ask for permission. For example, you are in the class. Before you go out, if you want to go out, you need to ask your teacher's permission first. Teacher, can I go out? If you want, for example, to hang out with your friends, of course, first you need to have your parents' permission, either from your mother or your father. Mom or dad, please, can I go out? So we have seen before some expressions we used to ask for permission, like can I, may I, etc. Okay, and when you ask someone's permission, that permission can be accepted or denied. So here we have to complete the following exchanges with the appropriate expressions. Number 1, it's an exchange between a child and mother. So child, put these bottles in this recycling bin. Mother, of course, don't throw them away. Exchange number 2, Selim, keep these old films. Hans, I'm sorry, they are made of poisonous substances. Exchange number 3, Tony, wear a protection suit to carry this box. Father, it contains hazardous objects. Okay, so here we have to complete the following exchanges with appropriate expressions to ask for permission and take some time to do this exercise. Alright, let's correct. Number 1, so child, may I put these bottles in this recycling bin? May I? So one way to ask for permission, you can say may I, okay? May I put these bottles in this recycling bin? Mother. So of course, so here she accepted her child's permission. You may, don't throw them away. So may I put these bottles in this recycling bin? Of course you may, don't throw them away. Salim, can I keep these old films? Hans, I'm sorry, you can't. They are made of poisonous substances. Can I wear a protection suit to carry this box? Oh, please do. It contains hazardous objects. Alright, so these are expressions that we can use to ask for permission. May I, can I, add like, okay? And to accept permission, yes, of course, go ahead, yes, or to deny the permission, you can say no, please don't, or no, sorry, you can't, etc. So here we have to match the numbers with the letters. Here we have asking for permission and giving permission. So number 1, may I read this text again? Number 2, I wonder if you can help me do this exercise. Number 3, is it okay if I use your phone for a second? So here, what are the expressions that we use to ask for permission? For number 1, we use may I.